Hey there, yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my living room in Vancouver, Canada. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is video 2 of today. So we're still sitting on Wednesday, February 19th, 2020, and it's video number 34. I had a lot to cover in the last video and I'd forgotten some things, so I thought about just putting out another video, and because I miss you guys, right? So if you're new to this channel and you've just visited, this channel has been set up so it explores and records my yarn journey. So I talk about my knitted items, my crocheted items, pitfalls that I fall into, obstacles that I encounter, and my fiber friends out there will comment and help me along with some very wise and suggestive knowledge that they have. So please enjoy the next little while I talk about some features that I'm going to showcase and some shout outs that I'm going to give in this particular recording. And if you do so, like the video, that would be great. Give me a thumbs up, and if you're new, think about subscribing and sharing amongst your yarny friends. That's all very helpful and supportive, so thank you very much. So the first thing that I'm going to cover is a while back I wanted to try my hand in dyeing, and I had a small pot devoted to dyeing ready to go in the kitchen. I didn't want to buy many I guess apparatus or extra stuff. I wanted to see whether I liked it, so I am using a pot in the kitchen that we don't use for cooking. I had some food dye from I guess we were baking some things, so we once had the need for food dye, and we have white vinegar. So I thought, I'm going to throw in one of my crocheted up pieces and see whether it will take the dye. And it did. So I know I should have gone for a skein of yarn that was not wasn't finished up into a garment, but I said, hey, if anything happens to this garment, it's basically going to be okay. So what happened was I called it my castaway shawl, because all the colors in this castaway shawl or shawlette were kind of muted greens and beige. So these stripes here were beige before it went into the pot, and overall I think my dye that I put in there was classified as a blue color, but it came out more teal, so it took to the beige the most. And because the teal was already part of the colorway in this piece, it just made it a slightly stronger teal. So I really liked the overall effect. It unified the garment with a color that sort of brought it all together. And I'll just show you. And after cooking it for half an hour, there was still some dye left in the pot. And then I rinsed it and washed the garment. And it's really more of my color choice anyway, and the beige is now away, it's gone from it. It is a natural fiber. There is one teal color that I used in here that has a little bit of acrylic as well, which is already a teal color. So this one did not change much at all with the food dye. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. That was a lot of fun. And I think I'm encouraged now to maybe go and buy some different colors than the food dye that's available in my kitchen at the moment, because I only have a weak washy kind of pink and a yellow that looks more like a bright green. So not really true to the name. So I think I might need to go out and buy some better color choices than what I have. And with that, I will move on to my next work in progress, which is something I'm submitting to the Season of the Granny cowl Crochet Along, which is being hosted by Glenda from the Creative Grammar and who else? Krista from the Secret Yarnery. So I'm doing a corner to corner, and where is my corners? Oh, there we go. It's like that, I guess, or like that. No, it's like that. I don't really know which way's up with this one. But it is a corner to corner, and I might be holding it the wrong way. There we go. That's it, it's going this way. And I watched a tutorial on how to do the corner to corner by Fiber Spider. I'm going to link that tutorial down below. He makes everything so much easier to understand, and kudos to Fiber Spider for putting that out there for us to use. So this corner to corner is going to be kind of a, I guess, a scarf wrap. It's about 2 feet long along the short end, and by the time I finish it, it might be maybe about 10 feet in length. So I'm using what was in my second choice of colorways. So these are the two here. It's from Jean's Art, and I got these from Hobium when they were having their little break. And these are, let's have a look. This watermelon color one with the greens and pinks is color number 7206. And this one here in the yellows and limey greens is 7201. And I'm also using this skein here, which is the Basic Stitch from Line brand. And I believe I bought this from lovecraft.com. And this colorway is red gray. It's a marl where they take the 2 strands and they twist them together. So that's that one. I'm also using from Loops and Thread, which is a Line brand, sorry, it's a Michaels brand, Loops and Thread. In this, it's the Meandering Serpent, and I believe the colorway, I don't recall the name, it might be Peaches, or it might be, yeah, something along the lines of peach or pinks, or coral even, one of those 3. And the other fiber that I'm using, which I don't have available because I probably finished the whole skein of it, is Knit Picks Cotton, and that's this one here. I'm going to probably crack into another skein of it because I do like the way it's breaking up. And it's Knit Picks Cotton, and I think it's called River Bluff. I'm not too sure what the collection's called, but that's the name of the color, and it's cotton. So if you Google those 3 things, you'll see it comes in a hank form. I don't have it here right now in front of me to show, but which leads me to the next the Granny Stitch project that everyone is going crazy for right now, and I absolutely love it as well. And I've seen it being presented by Z from Zelda I think it's Zelda NRJ3. She showcased a couple of these Feel Festive Shawls, and love them so much. So I got the pattern, I printed it up, Just Feel Festive Shawl. It's a free pattern that I believe I got from Ravelry, and the creator of this pattern was so generous to hand this out for free, and it's from Kalisha Ryan from the Quirky Monday Crafts. And I just can't wait to do the Just Feel Festive Shawl. So it is like a corner to corner granny stitch shawl, but it goes on a bias, so it actually is angled and it has points at either end rather than having a squared off edge. So I can't wait to do that. And what I was thinking of doing that in was I got some mystery bags from Willow Yarns, and Willow Wheels has this soft silky feel to it, so I'm going to be using those yarns to try it out. And also I've got some mini hanks here from the Loops and Threads, which is the mini meandering serpentines. And yeah, so I got those too. I think they'll work up nice. And okay, so I also wanted to talk about some shout outs and some thank yous. So I need to thank Lynette from the, she's the Charmed Grammy, and her channel is one that I've been watching for months now. I would say up to 6 months ago. I've been subscribed to Lynette for about 6 months. I love her channel and I love her yarn room, and all of her garments that she creates are just delightful pieces. There was this very bulky artisan style poncho that she created recently, and just the thickness of the hook that she must have used to crochet her poncho, it was huge. So I don't know how you managed to battle with that. It's like a yarn that's thick as a serpent, and this hook that's kind of massive that you have to grip it like it's a club. So that's amazing talent for you there. Thank you, Lynette, for shouting me out. I appreciate that very, very much. So if you haven't seen Lynette from the Charm Grammy channel, please go visit her. And what else do I have? Oh, I also wanted to shout out some other people other than Z, because Z is amazing. She does these podcasts from wherever she is. So she's like sometimes in her car presenting, she's in her beautiful garden sometimes, showcasing her crafts. She's at the kitchen table. So she's really adventurous. She goes and visits so many of the YouTubers out there as well, that kudos to you, Z, for bringing us along and seeing all of your interactions with the yarny community. Love, love, love that. Also, I wanted to shout out Sarah from the Curious Cuttlefish. I haven't seen her come back for a couple of months, so I really like the way that she presents her podcast, and it is a very kind of loungy style of approach to showcasing her wares and her purchases and her crafts. And I just wanted to know whether anyone had heard of whether she's coming back or what's happened to Sarah. So I really, really liked her channel. The other thing that I want to talk about here is, it's a fun thing. So we all love shopping and we all love getting a good deal, don't we? So I would love to say thank you to all of those people who put out their podcasts so quick enough for us that we can maybe counteract on these wonderful deals that seem to happen in a day or in a flash or just in a short time frame. So today I watched one from Penny. So Penny is from a crochet or a yarn channel which is called Penley Ann's Creations, and I'm going to link her down below because she's driving to an appointment and she's going to visit, I think she was going to the doctor's, and she's in the car, she just sees Lion Brand's $1 skein sale, and she's like, you know, on her phone and she's uploading. She can't give us much information, but she's doing it on the fly. So thank you, Penny, for flagging that even before you got into the sale yourself. So it's people like you who forecast that and they announce it, that we can get in on these deals as well. I have to admit, as far as a Canadian goes, I do not go onto Lion Brands because the shipping, unless the sale is discounted shipping and discounted yarn, doesn't really give me an option to buy because the shipping is so expensive. The other person who does that is Crystal from Bag a Day. Thank you so much for exploring all of those interesting avenues of purchasing yarn. So companies that I've never heard of before. So kudos to you, Crystal, for allowing us to sample yarn tastings from different parts of the globe that we don't ever hear about. And Ross from Smells Like Yarn. Thank you so much, Ross, for doing your unboxings as well. I have not seen a person do an unboxing on a sale as quick as you do. Your turnaround on like giving us the scoop and also showing us the yarn is just phenomenal. So I'm going to link all of those channels down below to their journal page so that you can maybe join them and connect with them on finding out what the latest craze of sale is out there. So I wanted to also touch base on one other thing before I head out, and that is a catch-up or a follow-up, I should say, on one of the yarn companies that I tried to purchase from back a couple of weeks ago. It was to a California company called Fair Isle Yarns, and they had amazing deals on their yarns. They still do. And as I was going through the process of purchasing, they accepted my purchase. Even though I had my address in there as being from Canada, the account went through and they took the money from my credit card, and they said that I should be getting another email about the order being processed and delivered. But 2 days later, when it was Monday, they were saying that the status of the order was refunded. So I did get a hold of someone down there, and they were graciously enough, good enough to respond by phone, and that kind of like floored me. I was like, oh, great, I can actually get a person to communicate with rather than just reading an automated email or not having any contact at all. So what this service provider told me was that they do ship across the border, but their website isn't accommodating for the amount that is calculated when the weight and the size of the box is packaged. So they automatically assumed that because it was a massive order that I was buying, maybe 3 kilograms of yarn, that it was breaching into the $60 kind of US dollar shipping costs. So they thought, oh, we'll just refund him the order rather than get a hold of me to figure out whether that was a deal that I wanted to go ahead with, which it wasn't, and it would never be a deal that I would love to pay $60 to come up the side of, like, we're all on the West Coast, so it wasn't really traveling too far. And so she told me that that was the case, and I said, yes, you know what, well, thank you. Will the website be rectified? Or if shipping does come down, could you contact me? So we kind of left it on that note that there would be an open communication moving forward on those items. So yeah, just to catch up on that, and I'm just going to check my notes here to make sure that I did catch everyone here. I did my thank you to Lynn, thank you so much, and my shout outs and my thank yous to the shopping gurus out there that always find the best deals, my die and my corner to corner. I think I have everything, guys. Can you believe that? I have some other things that I'm going to discuss in the next video coming up, but that might be for next week. All right, I hope you're having a great evening. Oh, and a little bit of housekeeping. I'm not affiliated with any of the brands that I've mentioned. I don't have any affiliation with companies. If I do link something down below and it's to a company or to a yarn source, know that it's not through affiliation and I don't get any accreditation, I don't get any funds, I don't get a pat on the back, I don't get anything, I get nix. I just get a happy smile from you guys for the ease of access. So they are there for you if you want to use them. If you don't, that's all cool too. So I'll see you in the next video and have a great evening. Bye for now.